Did you know that Fillmore was right, and that every third blink of the stoplight at Radiator Springs is in fact slower by half a second?
I'm telling you, man, every third blink is slower.
In the German dub, Fillmore is named Bully, since the VW bus he is portrayed after is called the VW Bully in Germany. In Up, when Carl Fredricksen gets the megaphone from the construction workers who have come to tear his house down, he yells at the construction boss and tells him to
take a bath, hippie.
This line is a reference to Sarge's line to Fillmore in Cars.
Oh, take a car wash, hippie.
Did you know that Lightning McQueen's body shakes much more than Mater's because he is a race car with firmer suspension, which means the bumpy roads make him shake more aggressively than normal cars that have softer suspension? Did you know that as a reference to Inside Out, the Next Gen Racer number 31 is sponsored by Triple Dent Gum, a commercial that annoyed the character Anger?
Triple Dent Gum
will make you smile.
Did I ask for the gum commercial?
Fillmore's Taste-In shop used to be named Sunshine Fossil-Free Fuel. He also had an oil recycling station called New Dawn. Fillmore sells organic fuels with different flavors, such as free-range seaweed, corn-fed soy, steroid-free prickly pear, oats, yucca, raspberry, Karma corn blend, and homemade grease.
Okay, I'll take a case.
Cars 2 is the only Pixar movie to receive a Rotten Collective rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, although it got mixed reviews.
Mater?
I think we bit off more than we could chew.
Did you know that the neon lights on Flo's V8 Cafe flash in the proper firing order for a Ford Flathead V8? Did you know that when Lightning McQueen is about to give a promotional speech at Rusty's, there's a momentary silence and then someone yells, "Freebird!" This is a reference to the song Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd. These words are shouted frequently at concerts as a form of popular cliché. Did you know that in Monster Truck Mater, the hospital room where Dr. Feelbad was thrown into is the exact same hospital room seen in Rescue Squad Mater?
1, 2, 3.
Did you know Cars was the first Pixar film to use the technique called ray tracing, which allows the animated cars to credibly reflect their environments?
If these things rolled in and they were cartoony, silly, plastic things, it would betray the essence of the story. It's all about truth and the honesty of this place.
Did you know that the movie Cars was conceived in 1999? It was originally going to be called The Little Yellow Car and was going to be about an electric car living in a gas-guzzling world. The staff of Pixar even agreed that the film would be next after A Bug's Life. However, the project was abandoned when Pixar wanted to work on Toy Story 2, which was released in 1999. In Finding Dory, McQueen is seen on a Band-Aid on the aquarium truck driver's hand. Did you know that Francesco Bernoulli is named after the Bernoulli principle, which explains the functioning of the aerodynamic wings found on Formula One cars?
I can go over 300 kilometers an hour. In miles, that is like way faster than McQueen.
Did you know that Cars 3 features more than 65 different individual racers, which is more than the previous films combined? Cars had 36 racers, and Cars 2 had 11. Did you know that at 1 hour, 57 minutes, Cars was the longest Pixar movie, until Incredibles 2 surpassed it by a minute? Without the credits, Incredibles 2 is 1 hour, 49 minutes. Did you know that when Frank chases after Mater and Lightning McQueen, he focuses his chasing on McQueen, who is red, because Frank was based off a bull, which has been said to attack anything that is red.
I sure like that fancy red paint job here.
Did you know that if you look closely in the very back behind the fence at the drive-in movie theater during the closing credits, you can see Frank and the tractors. You can see that more tractors appear each time we switch to an audience shot. In Planes, Fire and Rescue, there were a few Lightning McQueen references near the beginning of the movie, when Mayday said he had put some Rusties on his bumper, then said ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
There is also a picture of Lightning McQueen visible in one of the newspapers.
Ciao!
The Grand Fuselage in Planes, Fire and Rescue was inspired by the Old Faithful Lodge in Yellowstone and the Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite. If you look closely during the film, you'll also notice that the fireplace is shaped like a 56 Chevy.
Bruh.
Did you know that Harv, Lightning McQueen's agent, is voiced by Jeremy Piven?
And it is such an honor to be your agent.
The UK release of Cars features the Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson as the voice of Harv.
And it is such an honor to be your agent, it almost hurts me to take 10% of your winnings.
Did you know the insects seen in the film are the shape of 1960s-era Volkswagen Beetles? Bug is the popular nickname of that model car.
I'm gonna whack that bug off my windshield!
Did you know that Howard the Truck is a carified parody of Howard the Duck, a 1986 film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name? Did you know that in Cars 2 during the race in England, there is a sign on the track that says Lassiter? This is a reference to writer and director John Lasseter. Kirby Gremlin introduces himself as from Detroit.
I'm J. Kirby Gremlin from Detroit.
Gremlins were made in Kenosha, Wisconsin. In Heavy Metal Mater, Stanley's statue appears inside a hallway.
Your founder was one tough customer. Yeah.
Did you know that the potted bonsai tree in Sterling's office is the same tree as the one from A Bug's Life, Up, and Toy Story 2? When Lightning McQueen is at Flo's V8 Cafe, Flo has eyelashes, but when we see her in a closer shot, they have disappeared. 44 different monitors are featured in the television studio covering the Piston Cup race, which means there had to be 44 different versions of the same shot.
I don't believe what I'm watching!
Did you know that when Dusty is reminiscing with Mayday in the fire station, several photos and awards are shown on the wall? In one of the photos, Mayday is next to Sarge from Cars. Did you know that the red stuff being dropped from the airplanes is long-term fire retardant called Phos-Chek? It has been used by the U.S. Forest Service for 50 years and is used to create a containment line around a wildfire. It is dropped as a liquid and will remain effective until it is washed off by heavy rain. The red color is used so pilots can see where to drop the next load to tie in with the line of previous drops. Did you know that when Sally told Van and Minnie that her hotel offered a free Lincoln Continental breakfast?
We offer a free Lincoln Continental breakfast.
This is a portmanteau of Continental breakfast and the Lincoln Continental luxury car.
Every morning there's a free Continental breakfast.
Can you believe it? It all comes with the room.
Inside Sally's Cozy Cone Motel, Sally has a cactus shaped like a car. Did you know that in early drafts, the scene where Sally takes Lightning McQueen up to the hills, Doc told the story of Radiator Springs' fate instead?